ESPN's Power Rankings. Good morning.
Good afternoon and good evening.
And good evening. If you're watching this in the morning,
afternoon,
pre-noon, afternoon.
Good morning. Yeah.
It's Friday Eve.
Yeah.
Today is Thursday, February 16th. You know what that means? 2 days after Valentine's Day. Are you still married?
Yeah.
Me too.
We made it through.
How's it going?
Okay.
Yeah. How was your day?
Long.
Mine too.
Another awesome day.
You know, the days are getting longer. So.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad to have the sun out a little bit longer each day, so I'll take it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair. Sun is good.
I mean, it's better than going down at, 4:30.
Yes.
Or like when I walk out of work at 3:30.
True.
Sometimes.
True. So Tim McCarver died.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch him call a game?
No.
Never? He was 81, and you're younger than that.
Good call.
No, I mean, you're younger than someone who would be like his target audience. He was very good.
He also played, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he was a catcher, I think.
Yes.
Catchers make good managers, good announcers. Always remember that if you buy a baseball team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That time I'm going to buy a baseball team.
Hey, maybe you could have won if you played. I don't know if you played that $1 or $2 billion Powerball.
Oh, I did. I didn't win.
You didn't win?
I wasn't the one guy in Maine or wherever.
Yeah. They found him.
What did he die of?
Not the guy in Maine?
No, I was trying to figure out what Tim McCarver died of.
It being 81?
Yeah, I mean that's kind of young. Oh, he's in the Hall of Fame as a broadcaster.
As a broadcaster.
Yeah.
Yeah. He wasn't like a great all-time Hall of Fame player or anything, but he was.
He died in Memphis.
In Memphis? Oh, those Memphis killings are just destroying.
Crime!
They're destroying
crime. Liberal city crime. Anyway,
so hi everybody. We're still here. This is how our show goes. So sucks about McCarver,
Yeah. Sucks to
he
die.
He stopped calling games a long time ago, though, I think.
Yeah.
Fairly long time. Anyway, which direction you want to go, left or right or up or down?
Yeah, your show, man.
It's our show. We're one happy family.
You're lead, though. Host.
I'm lead host.
Host, point man.
Host, point man.
Yeah,
All right. Well, how about Tom Brady retired?
Okay.
Now, what did you think of Olsen and what's his face calling the Super Bowl?
I thought it was actually good.
I did too.
Yeah.
They were understated. They did it really well.
Yeah, they were good.
Olsen was a good analyst, and now he's getting replaced.
Yeah. By Brady.
Sir Thomas Brady.
Right.
Yeah. He'll eventually be knighted by King Charles.
Right. I have no idea. I have no idea how Brady's going to do. I don't know. But you hear him speak and he speaks like normal and sounds fine in front of cameras and doing all that stuff. So
did you see that he got cats?
Good for him.
2 cats.
Turning into a cat person.
He's a cat person.
I don't think he's going to be as annoying as Romo.
No, I don't either.
Did you see
when
it
comes
to
a couple
Romo,
of weeks ago about Romo and the crisis?
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Like when it comes to Romo, he's also not like preparing, I guess, or something, or he's not like reading up on new defenses and new stuff in the NFL. So he's gonna just turn into Troy Aikman, who will be
something.
Back in 1985, when we went in this formation, this was the play we ran, and it's like, well, it's not that anymore.
Right.
So, like, let's move it along. I don't know. I think he'll be okay.
Yeah.
I think he'll just be. I think he'll be more just reserved. I don't think.
I actually think the NFL might have a problem with him because he won't sell the NFL like all of the other color announcers do. You know what I mean?
I'm sure he will to a certain extent. I mean,
I don't know. I don't know if he has that in him. Like I honestly think he has like that anti-establishment chip on his shoulder, and he's gonna have it for the rest of his life, right? Even though he's like totally the establishment. But
right, he's the poster boy for
he's
the
the
NFL.
poster boy for the NFL. But like I'm thinking like overall that he might have an issue like being like, well, you know, in the NFL that could be in or out. That's just the greatness of our league. Like every other.
Well, I mean, they all kind of make jokes about how bad it actually is. I mean, like they'll make, so I'm sure he'll do that. I mean, I don't know. I think he'll be fine. And I don't think he'll have a, I mean, he's making more money as an announcer than he is as a player. So
right.
Ever did as a player.
Well,
200, he finished with like 250 million.
Oh yeah, and he'll make 278 or something.
Yeah.
All right, that's fair. So what was I gonna say?
I don't know. What were you gonna say?
What was I gonna say?
I don't know. Who's on first?
Who's on first? It's how's your car?
It's fine. What?
Your car broke.
Yeah.
It's fixed now?
Yeah.
All right.
What do you got next?
Aaron Rodgers is sitting in the dark for the next week.
Right. Yeah.
He's in a closet.
Literally.
Aaron Rodgers is in the
darkness
closet.
retreat. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
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 And he was like, anybody that's going to reveal any information during the 4 days that I'm going to be in it is wrong. And you're like, okay.
Except for Pat McAfee.
Okay, there. He said that to McAfee. He said he's going to go radio silent. He's like, and if you hear anything during the 4 days from the sources, he's like, they're going to be wrong because no one's going to know what I think. And it's like, okay. Like, are you 5? Like,
sometimes.
Don't listen to those sources. Nobody's like, what are you doing? Like, just shut up. No one cares.
Being Aaron Rodgers.
How many times have we talked about this stupid
and they still listen to us?
Yeah, but nobody. But how many times has he talked about this
no
stupid darkness isolation retreat? Like, it came out immediately after this, like this season ended, and that's all anybody's been talking about. And then he's like, and then he says that, and I'm just like, okay.
So where's he gonna end up?
And it's like, I bet he just stays.
You think he's gonna stay?
I bet he's just gonna stay. He's gonna,
or he's the most disappointing result.
He's either gonna stay or he's gonna retire. I don't think he's gonna go.
He's not retiring. Else. He's not gonna miss out on whatever it is. It's like $80 million or something.
Oh, then I think I think
over the next 2 years.
I think this is just gonna be the most boring thing, and I think he's just gonna stay.
That would be the most disappointing.
Because
result.
Okay, think about though where he's gonna go. He's gonna go to a place like the Jets.
Raiders, Saints. Other options, Carolina,
and it's like, yeah, Green Bay wasn't bad, but it's like, or wasn't the best, but
they're getting rid of Aaron Jones.
You still made the playoffs. You know,
mm-hmm.
you didn't win the division, but, and it's like, I just don't see him going anywhere else. I just don't. I don't see him because of the other options. That's just why. I don't. I mean, the Jets might be.
What enticing. If New England went and got him? They have the cap space.
Yeah, they do, but no shot.
Traded Mac Jones.
I don't think Green Bay would. I don't know.
Why? Because they lost the Super Bowl to them.
I think if Belichick wasn't there, they might let it happen. But I think it's because Belichick's there, they're not going to let that happen again. I don't think anybody wants to help the Patriots, especially with watching how they're crumbling.
So did the Jets hire Nathaniel Hackett just to woo Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah, I think so.
But you don't think it's going to work?
I don't think it's going to work because the Jets are up and coming, but it's not like we're not there either. And actually, every single time Aaron Rodgers has come to play us at home, he's lost. And like, yes, eventually at some point the dam's got to break or whatever, numbers, statistics, blah blah blah. But like,
That's what
also,
CJ would say.
right?
Like, since he's lost to us all the time, he's due.
I know, and like I understand that, but I mean, at the end of the day,
CJ's on his way, folks.
Rodgers doesn't
much more
scare me. That's the thing. Out of like all of the super good elite quarterbacks, Rodgers is the only one.
Here's
that
the
doesn't scare
one
me.
thing that I was thinking about with Rodgers. Right, he's 36.
Yeah.
So people keep saying he's old, he's washed up, he's over the hill, whatever. But like, people thought that with Brady, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, because his arm fell off for like a year and a half.
Right. And then they won the Super Bowl. Right. Because when he was leaving New England, everybody was like, well, is he just going to retire? And then he signed with Tampa. Then they won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but that was even later. Like, when he was in New England, like, they had to retool the offense for like, I don't know. It was just like a year and a half where like
for those like last 2 years.
I'm saying I think it was even before that. And then he got better again. He got like really good again.
Yeah.
Before he went to Tampa. And like I think that could happen with Rodgers, where he goes back to form, but maybe these retreats will just take every week.
But
what if
not?
What if the Las Vegas Raiders say you don't have to practice? You just throw it to Adams. Like, Josh McDaniels is like,
but my question
read the playbook, is do what you got to do.
He's the type of guy who cares about the coaching staff and about the upper management and about having a say. If he leaves Green Bay,
but he doesn't have a say right now. That's what he's talking about. Like, that's what he talks about on McAfee and stuff. They're making moves without me involved.
I don't know.
They're picking up the phone and calling people.
Yeah, I think he's just making a hubbub because he wants to, again, for a second off season. And I think he's either going to stay in Green Bay or he just might retire because he's just going to be like, haha, suckers. Look at me being smart. I'm smarter than everybody else. I'm going to retire now.
But Green Bay said they're prepared with Jordan Love.
Okay. They said that last year too.
Well, maybe they were prepared last year.
I believe that they're prepared. I mean, I'm sure that they got to be because, again, this is the second off season in a row where you're going, are they going to trade him? What are they going to do with him? And last off season it was trade or keep, but this off season now retirement has come into play.
Retirement.
And I just don't see him leaving. He wants to sit there and say that they're making these moves without him, but they're not. It's like, what are they doing? The only report that's come out is that the Jets called them and said,
is he available?
Right. What's a price point?
Right.
That's it.
But New Orleans had a price point with David Carr. And then I said the right Carr, right?
Derek? Well, I understand that.
I said the wrong Carr, for real?
Yeah, you're talking about Derek Carr.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. That's his brother. It's all right. But no, but my point is like Green Bay hasn't said anything, hasn't made any moves. They're waiting on him. That's been the reports. Yes, they're prepared to move forward with Jordan Love in the case that they have to move forward without Rodgers.
Right.
Like, but they're waiting to see what he does and they're waiting to see what he wants. And it's like,
so what do you do with Jordan Love at the end of this season?
You say, you know how Rodgers sat behind Brett Favre for 4 years? We know you just sat behind Rodgers for 4, but you just keep doing this
and making money,
and we'll make you the highest paid backup quarterback in the NFL or something. Because I'm sure that's like at least 10 million.
Trubisky made 10.
Yeah, exactly. So like they'll just look at the backup quarterback contracts around the league and just be like, we'll just give you the biggest
Pro
one.
Bowler.
Right. Exactly.
So he's gonna get paid.
I mean, it's if they can convince Jordan Love to stay, his time will come.
I hope he doesn't get spayed.
But
if I'm Jordan Love,
I'm gonna be like, bye. I'm gonna go try because there's gonna be a job open. There's gonna be a job he can actually compete for.
Are there gonna be teams interested in Jordan Love?
Yes. Yeah, he's gonna be like what, 25?
Yeah, something.
Yeah, there's gonna be some team that's like he's young and he sat behind Rodgers and he was in Green Bay. He probably knows something.
What college did he come from? Do you remember?
I think like Utah or something.
Utah was my thought, so I bet that's right.
But not the
Utah State.
Yeah, Utah State. It's not
the Utes.
It's not Utes. Yeah, it's the guys who are in gray, I think, or that like dark blue.
But isn't the dark blue in Utah Air Force? Or Air Force is
Utah State Aggies. Yeah, this was the exact team I was thinking of. Yep. Yeah, these guys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We'd show you, but we don't have that capability. We do have that capability, but it's really annoying.
Not that big of a deal.
They can look it up. Blue.
It's dark. It's midnight blue. That's what.
And it has a big U on it, and then it says "Ta" underneath.
Ta. But yeah. But I mean, if I'm Jordan Love, I'm gonna see what's out there, and then if maybe Green Bay will be like, we'll let you go explore, but if you want to come back, by all means, doors open.
At the right price.
Yeah.
Or
but that's what every team
says.
Jones. Whatever.
Or, oh my gosh, where am I going? Then they'll trade Rodgers for Mac Jones.
Yeah.
When the Patriots finally give up on Mac Jones after next season.
I don't know what they're doing with Mac Jones.
They're riding Mac Jones.
Dude, I can't throw the ball down the field. Like,
okay. Serious question.
Because they've been unserious up to this point.
Do you remember when Brett Favre was dating Olivia Munn?
No.
You don't remember that?
No, but I believe that that's a thing that happened. Okay.
She seems like his type, doesn't she?
He just seems like, yeah, I guess. I don't know.
And now she's with John Mulaney, right?
Correct.
Okay.
That's it? That's all you got?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they met in rehab, right? So, what? Like, people don't know John Mulaney's story.
No, I meant I don't think they actually did, though.
I think they did.
Oh, okay.
For real. So the Bills got a wide receivers coach named Adam Henry.
Yeah.
And I thought his name was like James Jehovah or something.
You thought his name was Jimmy's Johns.
Jimmy's Johns. Jimmy's Johns. So tell me about Adam Henry. I know he coached.
He's a dude.
At 5 different places, including being
Henry is 50 years old. He's a well-tenured football coach with more than 25 years between college and the pros. He received his first coaching opportunity with McNeese State, where he started as the wide receivers coach before promotions to assistant head coach and offensive coordinator. He then spent 10 years there. His first NFL coaching was with the Raiders, and then he was there until the end of the 2011 season when there was all those coaching changes.
Did he meet McDermott at any point?
No.
Oh my gosh, they didn't sign a guy who's met Sean McDermott before?
But here's the thing. In 2012, he rejoined the college ranks as LSU's passing game coordinator and wide receivers coach and coached OBJ and Jarvis Landry.
Yeah. I don't think that has anything. The Bills are not going after OBJ.
But then he went back to the NFL and worked with the San Francisco Giants the 49ers in 2015 and the Giants in 2016, reuniting with Beckham again in 2016. And then he followed Beckham to the Browns.
He's got a very good relationship with Beckham.
And worked with Beckham and Landry on the Browns. Then went to the Cowboys and worked with CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper, and Michael Gallup. And his most recent was in Indiana, the University of Indiana, as co-offensive coordinator.
And passing game receivers coach or whatever. Adam Henry, folks, at a glance. We'll have him on next week, so make sure you pay attention. Make sure you pay attention and join the show next week where Adam Henry will be here.
Yeah, I wish.
We had Iggy Pop last week.
Sure, we did. I like the hire. I agree with you. I don't think the OBJ connection has anything to do with it because I think after the airplane incident, I don't know how likely teams are going to be to sign him. But if Landry's a free agent, maybe.
What does he bring to a team?
Okay, but I was thinking about this.
No, I'm not being argumentative. I'm actually just like asking.
No, I know that. And then he doesn't, I mean, he's not as good as he was because of age and everything. And I mean, I think OBJ would be the better signing out of the two of them still.
Mm-hmm.
But the Bills, like, really only, like, you don't really know if they're going to keep Cole Beasley. You don't know if they're going to keep John Brown. And, like, obviously they haven't, hit the time where they have to negotiate with players and because free agency starting and
they're
stuff
not
like that.
keeping either of them.
But I don't think they're going to keep either of them. And I don't think they're going to keep a lot of wide receivers. So they're going to, like, have, like, really, like, three or four guys. That's it. And one of them is going to be Shakir, and the other is Gabe Davis.
McKenzie.
And yeah, it's going to be McKenzie and Diggs. And that's it. There's no depth.
Kumaro.
Yeah, I think his contract is up, though.
I know. He's a free agent with a broken leg.
Right. So, I mean...
Maybe they Ike Botker.
They only have, like, 4 wide receivers, so you need, like, some sort of depth.
Well, they have Isaiah Hodgins on the practice squad.
No, they don't.
And Stevenson.
They don't have Hodgins on the practice squad.
No, and they don't have Stevenson either.
Oh.
They do have some really tall guy who used to play at Wyoming.
They cut him. Tanner Gentry. You talking about?
Yeah.
No, they cut him.
Tanner Gentry. He belongs on Yellowstone.
He belongs not on our team. Anyway.
Yeah, McKenzie signed next year.
Yeah.
Is that what you're looking for? You didn't believe me?
But I want to see this.
They're going to cut him.
Right, because it saves you money. That's the other thing is, like, if you cut him, it saves you $2.6 million. And it's like...
Yeah, but Beckham wants, like, 15.
Yeah, he's not going to get that, though. I mean, he's going to have to... Or he's just not going to... Then that's the end of his career. Like, I don't think he's going to get it at any point. I'm not saying Beckham. I meant, like, Landry. I mean, like, or something. I mean, like, you need to bring in...
But this guy's got to have relationships with receivers all over the place.
Right, which is good.
Right.
So... Right, because you need depth. You need to bring in guys, and he definitely has. I mean, he was at LSU for a while, and he was in with the Cowboys with Gallup and Cooper and Lamb. So maybe he worked with Noah Brown. Who knows? He's another receiver from there who was pretty good for them.
Or that Turpin.
Yeah. So. I mean, they need depth. They need guys. I mean, if Landry wants to come in at cheap price, that's not the worst thing in the world to see what he can do.
Or maybe there's an Indiana receiver who he knows about. That's going to be a sneaky pick.
Maybe. Yeah. There you go.
Like Johnny Hoosier.
Jimmy's Johnny's Hoosier.
Jimmy's Johnny's Hoosier.
But.
So the Cardinals made a hire.
Yeah.
What did you think about that?
Who was it again?
Gannon, the defensive coordinator from Philly.
Yeah.
He said he's really excited about the talent of Murray.
Yeah, he called him elite. We'll see.
Elite's a banned word. Pardon the interruption.
But that's what
around the horn.
That's what he said though. Called Murray elite.
Harry Lyles Jr.,
yes,
who has a very unfortunate name. Just in this day and age when Harry Styles is very, sure. Probably when he was young, it didn't matter.
Yeah.
But now he probably gets made fun of by all the other writers all the time.
I'm sure.
Yeah?
I'm sure that's what happens.
Yeah, the writers, they all have a chat and they're like, hey, Styles, Styles Jr.
Mm-hmm. Anyway. What did he have to say?
About what?
I don't know. You were talking about him.
What were we talking about?
Gannon.
Oh yeah, yeah,
The
yeah,
hiring
yeah,
of
yeah.
Gannon.
Yeah, he was saying, yeah, on around the horn yesterday, he said the word narrative, and that's a banned word as well.
Okay. What is up with the story? Anyway,
What's wrong with the story?
they don't. They're just random. They have nothing to do with nothing.
Sabres play San Jose tomorrow.
Yeah, but they beat up Anaheim 7-3 yesterday.
Tell me about that.
That was exciting. They went up.
Did you watch it?
No,
Me either. I was sleeping,
I was.
and then I got paged for absolutely no reason, so I turned my phone off.
No, I mean, I didn't watch any of it, but I watched the goals and the stuff.
Oh,
I mean, the
if my
Tage.
boss is watching this, I did not turn my phone off. I was sleeping. 2 nights ago, when I got paged, I actually was sleeping. Last night, so was I.
But yeah, I mean, they scored 7-3. They went down 3-2 at one point.
Weren't they? No, they were up 4-3. They went up 4.
Oh, I thought they went down. I think you're right. Whatever.
The closest it got, I thought, was 4-3.
Yeah, but they still let up 3 goals in the second
in a
period.
row.
Like that. Like yeah. And Comrie
like
was
the
in net.
old Sabres.
Yeah, and
It
Comrie was
annoyed
in
me
net, and I
looking at that.
don't want to like be that kind of guy, but like again, Comrie's in net, and you almost lose this game. Basically,
Until they came out and he switched lines for the third period. I don't know if you noticed that or not,
yeah.
but he switched lines back to their old lines for the third period, and they rip off 3 goals.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean,
They're kind of a mess.
He put them back to start the game at like mostly their own lines. Like he put like Skinner and Tuck and Thompson back together, but like, and then he put the Yost and Gergensons and Ekposa line back together, but the middle 2 lines were all changed.
It's Yost,
whatever. I don't know. They're kind of are a mess. I mean, I think they just won this game because Anaheim is just that bad. Like I don't really think there was any other reason.
Well, did you see who got points? Like the Sabres are the same way, right? You know who's gonna get points. Like, did you see who got points for Anaheim?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it was a Cam Fowler,
Zagras.
Yeah, and it was, but I mean, here
Troy Terry.
They did go down. Yeah, so they did. Anaheim scored 3 straight goals to open the second period, and they went down 3-2. And then they scored.
They ripped off 5.
They ripped off 5 straight.
Well, how about that?
7-3. And yeah, I mean, but we did actually have some contributions from other guys this time.
Well, when you score 7, you're gonna get.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Jost started the scoring, but then it was Thompson with a wicked slap shot, like just the bend of the stick when he took that slapper, man. Oof.
Yeah.
But I mean, Krebs scored the 3rd goal. Casey, middle stat, up in his trade value. There we go. Good job. Scored the 4th goal. And then that was just in the second for them. And then in the 3rd, Tuck scored, and then Gergensons got a goal of all people. And then the final goal was Cousins on this he just it was wild. But
he showed why they paid him $7.1 million.
He was like right in front of the net, and the goalie tried to cover it, and he just
hurdled it,
moved it away. Yeah,
Trevor
and then
Zagras?
he didn't flip it up or anything. He just moved it away from him, and then he had to leap kind of over the goalie. And
that sounds dangerous.
And then he flipped it backhand over the goalie's right pad.
Oh snap! Oh,
but yeah, it was a really good goal.
You
CJ's here. Game day, CJ.
Look at that. We were talking about the hockey stuff.
We were talking hockey before you got on. How about that?
All right. Well, let me jump right in. Where are we?
Fix your stuff. We can't hear you. Or can you?
I can hear you.
Oh, I'll fix my stuff.
You're on mute.
I'm on mute. No one knows.
Oh,
there you go.
That won't do it. Try saying something now.
Why don't you hit the up button?
Check, check.
There you go. How's that? Do you have the earbud even in?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can hear it.
Okay. We good?
We good.
All right.
Oh, we lost 64 viewers with that. Not because CJ joined, but because of my technical hiccup.
To be fair,
+3 last night.
my settings always restart when I get back on the computer. Like all my audio. Yeah.
Mine too.
Okay. Do you have that same problem? I was giving you.
I don't. I don't.
Quinn had 2 assists.
Yep. When you score 7 goals, a lot of players get points.
Yeah. But I mean, nice to have those guys.
Yeah. Paterka has been on the bench for a little while.
He played last night and did not play well. I mean, he was on the ice for 10 minutes and he was the only player
in the negative.
Him and Olofsson were the only 2 players to not get a point last night as a forward. Olofsson finished the night -1. But so did Skinner and Thompson. But Dahlin had 2 points last night. And that was like his 6th multi-point game this season or something.
Do you know Carlson is Erik Karlsson?
I think Dahlin might win.
Oh my gosh, Carlson has 14
I
points
understand
in his last
that,
6 games.
But the NHL writer people are making a good point. Carlson plays terrible defense.
Right.
Terrible defense.
Oh, you think he might win the Norris, you mean?
Yeah. I think Dahlin might win the Norris.
Or no, it's not the Norris.
It is the Norris, yes. Best because they're yes, Carlson has a ridiculous amount of points. But they're
that's not what wins.
But that's not what the award is. The award is that plus defensive ability. And all of these people are sitting there saying Dahlin, out of anybody in the league right now, is the best.
Well, and that's only because Cale Makar got hurt, right? Cale Makar's gonna win the Norris every year for the next 10 years, right?
Probably, yeah.
Him or Hughes in New Jersey.
I think you could have. I bet Heiskanen wins it at some point.
I mean, I think Dahlin will be in the mix.
I think he could win it though.
Power could be in the mix.
Yeah,
at some point.
Yeah, but he doesn't have that many points. That's the problem.
Power?
Yeah.
Well, he's 20.
Yeah, he only has 19 points on the season though.
Yeah, I'm not saying but this
that year. Does weigh. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm saying it eventually.
Yeah, I think Dahlin could win it this year. Like for real. I think because
no, I understood. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah,
I agree. I don't think Carlson should win it just because he has the most points as a defenseman.
I think it was the TSN guys, and they were talking about it.
Oh, Adam Fox will always be in the. Well, I think he's kind of tailed off a little.
Yeah, he'll be in the mix, but
no, I'm just thinking of guys who long term will be Bowen Byram maybe.
Yeah, but I really do think Dahlin might. Unless this last third of the year, he completely demolishes, which it doesn't seem like it's happened because he had 2 points last night. I think he had points in the most recent game, and then I think he
just gets points.
Keeps getting points. Yeah. So if he keeps doing what he's doing, he's gonna win.
Did you see? Oh, go ahead.
No, that was it.
No, go ahead, because I was just gonna.
Oh, you were just gonna do what you've been doing to me all night.
Yeah.
Where you, yeah. I think Dahlin wins it.
All right,
I really do. That would be huge.
That would be great for the Sabres organization.
Yeah.
To pump up the fan base.
But not even that. I think that would convince free agents to be like if you miss the playoffs this year, which is probably going to happen.
Okay, is Dahlen going to be a finalist? At least?
Oh, I would assume.
That's enough.
Yeah.
Thompson could be a finalist for...
Maybe you can get... Maybe that convinces Pasternak to take less money and to come here.
He just has to talk to Dom about how great it is in Buffalo.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure that's the person we want him talking to.
Yeah.
He's going to be like, after your playing career, it's good.
Yeah. Hey, Dom had some good times at Buffalo.
Yeah, and then he then he wanted to leave.
Well, he faked a hamstring injury. I don't know. So CJ, what do you think of this amazing wide receiver coach hire?
Adam Henry. I'm not going through his whole itinerary or his whole bio again. You missed it. So
Adam Henry. He was probably dealing with a screaming child in his ear.
Yeah. This is great. Anyway,
this is entertaining as heck. So,
joining us live.
Sweet.
Got her own chair now.
Oh, perfect.
It was the most effective way to do it.
Yeah, that's fair. So what do you think about the Bills hiring a wide receivers coach? Isn't that exciting?
Oh man, I'm seeing a lot of people go kind of crazy over it.
It's because he has a connection with OBJ and Landry, like a pretty deep.
Who?
Beckham and Landry.
Oh,
he's like
all the way
best
back to
friends with
LSU.
Beckham.
And then
everyone thinks they're gonna.
He was with the Giants in Beckham,
trade
and then he went
now.
to Cleveland and was with Landry and Beckham again. But then his most recent NFL stint was with the Cowboys from 2020 to 2022. So he worked with Gallup and Lamb and
that guy who went to Jacksonville or to Miami to never be heard from again. What's his name?
Cedric Wilson.
Cedric Wilson.
Yeah, you pounded the table for him last year.
I did. Imagine how good he would have been in this offense.
Right. Yeah.
No, I'm serious.
Okay.
He made a mistake.
Oh my God, he would have been Cole Beasley 2.0.
Right.
Oh my God.
With more speed.
Okay, so back to the call question, right? I thought we kind of had this conversation. Maybe it's through text message.
Maybe.
Probably. Oh.
I'm trying to figure out if I have the wrong microphone playing.
No, I think it's
Is it on your side, CJ?
Yeah, I can't hear him. It's the headset. Technical difficulties. Ooh. There we go.
We got you.
Okay.
We lost you. We got you. We lost you.
Yeah, now hopefully I'm going to get her own computer and I'm going to get her own podcast and I'm going to.
You should.
And that way she'll have her time and I'll have my time. Anyways.
Yeah.
Chad Hall, right?
And, well, that's who we got rid of.
Oh, I thought that was the question.
Adam Henry.
Oh, the guy we hired. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. See, I was cutting in and out on your question. So the guy we hired, my thoughts on him. Okay. Give me his background and where was he for the past 10 years?
Well, he's been coaching for like 25 years.
He's 50.
Yeah. He has
started at McNeese State. Okay. Coached at McNeese State as a wide receivers coach for 10 years. He then went to some NFL team and then back into college and coached at LSU for like 10 years. And then he bounced around some NFL teams in a good way like basically following OBJ.
Yeah, so he started at McNeese State, was there for 10 years, then he went to the Raiders, and then he was at the Raiders for a long time. Then he went back to LSU, and then went from LSU, and this was all in the span of 1 year. We went from LSU to the Giants to Cleveland, then was at the Cowboys for 2 years from 2020 to 2022. And then his most recent, where they're hiring from, is he was co-offensive coordinator at Indiana.
And wide receivers coach.
Okay.
And he didn't know.
How long was he at LSU?
He didn't know Doug McDermott
Just for a year.
This.
Just 1 year at LSU?
Yep. And he worked with OBJ and Landry. And then that was the year where OBJ was getting drafted. So then he went from LSU to the Giants.
Okay, and then that was the stint where he was on 3 different teams or whatever in a year. You're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
He went from LSU to the Giants, from the Giants then to Cleveland.
Okay. What did he
and
do
then he went
last
from
year?
Cleveland to Dallas.
Last year, he's been the offensive coordinator in Indiana University.
Okay. Like, I don't know. I mean, I guess I didn't know much about Hall, so I mean, I guess for me
all
to
the
say
players liked him, so
it just doesn't sound. I just what's his claim? Like, what's his claim to fame? That's what
He's been around for a long time, and he worked
did
with OBJ.
Did he bring someone along that was like a stud? Is that where the Odell thing comes in, or no?
People are hoping that this signs Odell.
No
and
way.
I'm hoping it doesn't.
Well, that can't be the primary move, though.
Or Landry.
That can't. Neither of those can be the primary move, or like the reason why he was hired, right?
Right.
Maybe
he was hired because he's a good coach.
Yeah, I mean, he's been around for a long time. He was at McNeese State and worked his way up to head coach. So in the span of 10 years.
Yeah, but what makes him qualified for an NFL position, though?
Well, he's been in the NFL.
Yeah, he's been coaching for 25 years.
So he was in this,
and he's been in the NFL and he's been in
teams or
college.
He was in
Giants, Browns, Dallas,
Raiders.
And
I think there was somebody else too, but I don't remember.
Okay. It's tough.
Giants, Browns, Dallas, Raiders.
It's tough for me to have a take on it. I mean, I don't hate it, I guess, but I don't not like in love with it, but it's the wide receiver position. I mean, honestly, I don't know if coaching even makes that. I'm not going to say it doesn't make a big difference, but I just, as far as how that room is, and if you have studs on a team, I don't know. Like, I think it's figure out how to use those guys, right? I mean, we're not going to make a stud out of one of them. We're just going to use the guys we have and figure out the best way to utilize them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. When I think of really good coaches, like I think to myself, like a guy that's gonna make a player that maybe wouldn't be a star that into us. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't like that resume doesn't scream that to me, but at the same time, with what we already have in the room, I think, there's not much that needs to be done. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Besides get the good players the ball. I don't know. Maybe I'm way off. And
I might change your mind on that because I was thinking about it today, and they really only have like 3 wide receivers on the roster because they can save like $2.6 million by cutting McKenzie,
which they're going to do.
And Jamison Crowder doesn't have a contract. And like the other guys that are on the roster are guys that they had on the practice squad. So like I don't really count that.
They don't. They're not good.
So it's really just Shakir, Davis, and Diggs.
Okay. I mean, I think that's still top half of the league. No.
Yeah.
Right.
Diggs carries that.
Yeah. Right. So
top half. I guess I could give you that.
Yeah, give me that.
Depends on how much you like Shakir and how much you like Diggs, right?
I think Diggs, brings them up pretty high. Whereas if you have a stud, you know what I mean? Like things become a lot easier on your offense. Now, yes, they could bring someone in. We've kind of been going around this for a while, the number 2, but nobody's going to be brought in that's going to be better than Diggs at this point.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead.
No, Diggs is the number 1. This was the point that he coached Beckham.
Well,
He was at LSU for 2 years.
Yeah, that's what I was asking you. Did he bring somebody along?
2014. That was the part that we missed. Yeah.
What?
So he coached Beckham and Landry from 2012 to 2014.
You said he had a connection to them, but
That's what I said.
Oh, okay.
I thought.
But then in 2015, he went to the 49ers. So that's where the gap was.
Well, that's what I didn't hear that. So when I said his claim to fame, that's what I was asking about. Was like, is there somebody that he's like has a connection to? And if that's his connection, then I mean, or if that's what has made him more popular because he worked with those two and they are studs. You know what I mean? Like,
well, and he did CeeDee Lamb in his rookie season.
Yeah.
And second season.
Yeah. And Cooper.
And Amari Cooper.
Arguably his best season was his first season, right? I mean,
yeah, I think so. And Amari Cooper, and
when Henry joined in 2016, Beckham established career high in receptions with the Giants.
Career high in
receptions. Coach Beckham.
Yeah. Interesting.
We'll see how it goes.
At this point, you trust the upper management.
Yeah, a lot of people are.
If he can turn more
There's a
wide
lot of
receivers,
Bills.
If he can turn Khalil Shakir into either Jarvis Landry or OBJ, I'm good with that.
If that's your expectations, I think you might be you're setting yourself up for failure.
Look, Shakir might be a good receiver down the line, but you have to remember he was a 5th round pick out of Boise State.
Just maybe he'll turn Davis into.
I mean, I'm not
an actual number 2.
Well, Davis was a 4th round pick, so I mean, you got to sort of remember but so was Diggs.
84 in Madden.
So was Diggs. I mean, Diggs was a 4th round pick as well, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, there's both sides of it and that kind of thing. So should the Bills draft a running back?
Not in the first round.
In the first round. No. That's what I'm asking. If that Bijan Robinson from Texas falls to them, who Daniel Jeremiah said is the 3rd most talented player in the draft.
Yeah, that's a maybe. That's a hard debate.
That he's a higher rated prospect than Saquon Barkley was coming out.
I mean, he did
not Saquon Barkley now. Like Saquon Barkley when he
coming
was
out,
the Penn State stud.
Yeah,
a
lot of people are high on Robinson. I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't mind it. I know people would scream from the rooftops, but if they took him, I would be like, okay. Like I'm not going to.
No, I think in that moment, you've seen teams in the past not pass up that talent. You know what I mean? Like, I think Barkley was a good. It's funny that you mentioned Barkley because from what I recall, was that the Mayfield year? Was that same year as Josh or no?
Maybe.
Either way, from what I recall, Barkley was like contemplated to be the number 1 overall pick. I don't think he was, and I think he
was top 5 though.
But I think he slid. Like the Giants were super happy when they didn't need him. They needed a quarterback. They needed something else.
Right.
He fell to them and they took him. You know what I mean? And I think you've seen teams kind of do that. Now, obviously, running back is more of a risk than other positions, but I don't know if he falls that far and you think he's that good of a talent. I don't see how you couldn't.
2nd overall.
Yeah. And he was right too. It was Josh's year. And they had drafted
Baker, Barkley, Darnold, Denzel Ward.
This was the year Josh was drafted in. So
Bradley Chubb.
So he went 2, but I know the Giants, I don't think they were expecting him there. But
right.
I mean, that's kind of crazy to say at 2, but that's how good he was.
Yeah, but they had already drafted Daniel
was.
Jones, I think, at that point.
No, I remember them getting ridiculed. That was that's why Gettleman was fired, was because
he didn't grab a guy
the year after.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't draft Eli. Sam Darnold.
Something like that, maybe. Yeah.
Oh,
Josh Rosen.
Yeah.
Yeah, Josh Rosen seems like a Giants pick. or a Gettleman pick.
Yeah.
Nobody took our boy, Josh Allen. Woohoo!
Mm,
We did.
Look at
We
us
traded
now.
up for
No, I
him.
know. I'm saying like before.
That was a good draft. Holy cow.
Yeah. There's 1,
6
2,
of your
3,
top 8
4,
picks
5,
are Pro
6,
Bowlers.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 overall. 15 overall in the first round out of 32 picks.
Who were
Nearly
Pro
half.
Bowlers,
Mhm.
including Tremaine
It
as
counts.
well.
It counts. I mean, I don't.
It counts. I'm
if
not.
they
I'm
make
not
it, they
saying
make
it
it,
doesn't
you know what I
count.
mean?
I don't know why you would think I'm saying that. Oh yeah, and Lamar Jackson went
Wow.
32nd.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
And then
second
there's
round.
6
Yeah.
in the second round.
not bad.
Nick Chubb went in the second round.
Hmm.
The one and only.
Wow.
Yeah.
Anyway, nice 2018 NFL draft reminiscing tangent.
Good time.
Good time. Oh, well, we've had no other tangents today.
Yeah,
so.
no, none at all. 'Cause,
None.
you know, nobody's been making up stories for absolutely no. Well, not making them.
What
but
stories
telling
have I
them.
made up?
I'm not saying you. I didn't mean to say you were making them up, but
Did you enjoy
please.
Greg Olson?
Okay.
For the Super Bowl?
Yeah,
Yeah, he didn't rub me the wrong way, I guess, which is like the most important thing. Right?
Yeah.
Like if it's watchable and you
I
don't
think
feel
he's
something.
good.
Yeah. But he's gonna get his
Fox
spot
has a
taken.
problem. Yeah.
No, he is good. You know, I think his connection to players is interesting too,
Yeah.
to be honest. Like that's
That's
kind
true.
of something you don't really see as much because he'll go off on kind of stories about guys or whatever. And
That's true.
Well,
Yeah. Romo doesn't do that. He just
only got 1 year left of him. Olsen. So, yeah,
right because
soak it
Brady's
up.
not going in this year. And,
Yeah.
Right. So we talked about Rodgers hibernating in the dark. We talked about Tim McCarver dying. Did you ever watch Tim McCarver call a game? Baseball.
what team did he call for?
Well, he called for Fox. Like
Oh.
he was the Fox Saturday.
Yeah, then probably for
Yeah.
sure.
Like what Fox did Saturday day baseball or whatever.
Morning, yeah, or like
Yeah.
afternoon, yeah.
Yeah. So we talked about how the Sabres were good last night. If you're the Sabres, do you buy or sell?
Like right now,
Well, I'm saying when the trade deadline comes, which is soon. So I mean,
I think you could just be cautious both ways. I mean, if you get a good deal, I think he would do it, but I don't think he's going to go out of his way to construct some like huge, massive. He's not swinging for the park.
no, I agree with that. I mean, I think we talked about this a little last week, but the bottom half is still being saved by the top 6, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you have the guys who are giving the effort with like we talked about with Jost, with Akposo, with
Well, I guess the other question is like I don't know if anyone's going to want those guys. You know what I mean? So like it doesn't.
Someone would want Olofsson, I would think.
So yeah,
right? Some team who wants a power play specialist.
Yeah. But I don't think like you're going to get rid of Jost. I don't think you're going to be able to get rid of like Akposo.
I wouldn't trade Jost.
No, but I don't think they're going to. Right. I don't think they're going to do that.
I read an interview with Jost. I said, I'm going to like him now.
Okay. I'm glad that that's what happened.
So the Super Bowl happened.
Yeah.
That was interesting. How about the grass?
Yeah. Just like why? I don't understand. I don't know what the thought process behind that is. Spending $800,000 on like the most slippery grass imaginable.
Right.
Like they were told that by the scientists.
Yeah.
Like this grass is probably going to be slippery, and they were like, "Well, we'll put it in the sun."
Right, because it'll be Arizona.
Right, it'll dry out.
Yeah.
Like, no, that's not the way grass works.
They created hybrid grass. Like special
created it's
hybrid
like sod.
grass out of
It cost $800,000. They had to roll it out of the stadium, like literally roll
Every
the
day.
entire field out of the stadium every single day so it could get sunlight for like 8 hours or whatever. And then they had to roll it back in.
Wow. Seems like more work than it's worth. Supposed to make guys faster. I don't know. Like, what would be? Like,
it didn't. It almost
why do all that work?
All their ankles.
Yeah.
I mean, they all had to change cleats. They all had to, you know.
Yeah, that's interesting. It's crazy.
I don't know. I don't know the thought process.
The oversight on it, like, you know what I mean.
Right. How many people it took to do that? Plus, actually, like create this hybrid, whatever.
But then after the game, you won't have all the players coming out and saying it's the worst.
It was the worst
turf I've ever played on. Worst field I've ever played on.
Right.
I mean,
Well, it's because they painted over 3/4 of it too.
I know, but even on the not painted parts, you still had guys slipping. But,
Right.
But yeah, I mean, you saw on the kickoff.
They probably had paint on
Jake Elliott almost. Well, they all had to change their cleats. Remember?
Yeah.
Like,
oh my god! I thought Elliott broke his ankle there.
Yeah.
I thought so too. I was like, oh man.
Yeah. And he just gets back up, and I'm like, oh, well, that went well. That went better than.
And then they showed like the replay, and it was like, oh,
slow.
I don't even know how that like happened.
I don't even know how he like didn't injure himself. You know.
Why'd you block him? I was about to show the.
No.
Oh man,
it's not. No.
We got an adult film star who was giving us compliments. Not like that kind of thing. He was saying good content tonight. I don't know why.
Noah's like, no.
Noah's like, I'm not gonna get there. I'm gonna get rid of his comments everywhere.
No, just anyway, move on. Move on.
I did.
I am.
So Hamlin wore a jacket at the Super Bowl.
Oh, people went crazy over him at the Super Bowl. Did you see the pictures of his the tattoo pictures? Do we even like have this conversation?
Oh, the
where people didn't think it was real.
Well, no, they had a picture circulating where it was that he didn't have the one, or like I don't know if it was blurred
on the side of his neck.
Yeah, I don't know if it was blurred or somebody photoshopped it, or it's just like the angle and it's like just a grainy picture as it is. I don't know.
Yeah, but did you hear about the jacket controversy?
Well, yeah, it had like Jesus being crucified on it, right?
Right.
Yeah, I thought that was an interesting style choice for sure. I mean,
it's just a jacket.
It is just a jacket, but I don't know. Me personally, I don't. It's just a personal taste, right?
Were you offended?
I wouldn't wear it. No, I just wouldn't wear it.
Okay.
Like not at all.
Because there were a lot of people who were offended.
Yeah.
And I thought that was strange. But like,
I could see somebody that's very, religious, very religious person feeling.
That's because people felt it was mocking him.
Mocking.
I mean, I can see. I mean, we know that people on that who like to create controversy around these things are crazy anyway, and will get mad about anything.
True.
So,
I just don't understand it. Really, I guess would be more of the thing. So it's like, I
just think it's just art.
Maybe he tried. He was trying something and it didn't work.
I think that's more what it is.
And people have their right to do that. That's how I look at it.
That's fair.
You can wear what you want, and if I don't have to like it. You know what I mean? That I even didn't like it. Like I probably wouldn't wear it.
That's fair. So Josh got an MVP vote.
Yeah.
One.
And so did
Danny Kellington. The Bills guy who saved Hamlin's life. He got an MVP vote.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought I heard Hamlin got some too. or maybe I was wrong.
I think he got 1 or 2 or something. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
A bunch of guys got like 1 vote.
Well,
I think.
yeah.
I think Hurts also got 1 vote too.
Oh, Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
I was thinking like Hurts rental car.
Yeah.
Well, it's crazy
what I
because
meant.
I felt like Hurts had a real good shot at it. Like maybe I'm wrong.
Right.
and It was just Mahomes and no one else. But like
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like that's the way they're gonna feel until he retires.
Yeah, probably.
Well, I'll have an off year, and
Yeah. They'll keep cutting away from the team because they'll keep telling themselves, "Oh, we have him," right? And I think eventually,
well,
suffer for it.
everyone talked negatively about Kansas City all year, and
Oh, it was first.
I
place
know.
votes. Sorry.
But that's my point, though. I think that's exactly what I'm getting at, though. Is I'm thinking that okay, we did that one year, right? We were where we let Hill go. It's okay, so that worked, and we are still good. Okay, well now
Right.
let's do something else and see what was. Who work appears on the cover of his friend's album. That makes sense to me.
right,
Like that would that's
Right. That's different.
like then I'm like, all right, cool. Like, I never heard that though. So, that's if that's what it was,
look, Grandma 3 has the connection. She knows
Cool.
what's up.
I like it.
Yeah, whatever. It's a jacket. I don't really
Yeah.
care. God's not
Yeah.
real. I don't know.
That I'm clipping that. I'm actually going to do a clip of that, and we'll get people watching. Noah's a religious zealot. What did you think of Gannon going to Arizona and saying he's super excited because Kyler Murray
is elite.
is elite.
We're allowed to use a banned word because it was said. Yes, no, he actually called Kyler Murray elite. Can you believe it?
I mean, I believe it. I don't hate Kyler. I really don't. I mean,
Going into the season, a lot of people kind of said he was up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If he gets his head screwed on straight, like
Maybe that's what Gannon will do. I don't know.
I actually do like though the hiring of
Steicher,
Strachan,
Strucker.
for the Colts. I like that
Tell me why.
because they got to develop a young quarterback according to their owner who gave it away, and Chris Ballard, their GM, wanted to strangle him because he was asked the same question.
I know. Who said we're basically going to trade up with the Bears,
Right,
to get Stroud, not
Young.
Stroud, to get Young.
Yeah, who I do think is probably going to be the better of the two.
You think so?
I think so.
CJ?
Oh, it's tough. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if either of them will pan out, to be honest.
So he doesn't have the issues like Tua did. So, but he stayed mostly healthy throughout his whole career. He never lost his job. He was consistent every year, I felt, in college. So, I think, I don't know.
Yeah.
He's 6 feet tall.
Can run. I mean, Stroud can run too. But
Yeah.
I think Young's the better pro. I think Young,
Higher ceiling.
yeah. I think, yeah, he has a higher ceiling. But, he doesn't have, what is that? Where, he has, a high ceiling, but, a low.
A higher bust ability.
Yeah. Where I feel like Stroud doesn't have as high of a ceiling, but he probably won't.
He's like a boomer bust.
Yeah.
Is Young.
Yeah.
And Stroud is more
I don't
safe.
think Young will, bust and be, terrible. But, I think either Young will be, in that elite conversation in his career.
People are comparing Will Levis to Josh Allen.
He's high. And I mean, people were thinking that the Colts might take him. People were saying he might be the first quarterback off the board.
Right.
And I'm like,
So maybe it was a smokescreen.
Kentucky, though.
SEC. You're playing SEC teams every week,
I know that,
and
but
probably Western Kentucky because they're.
but you're also right,
once
but
a
you're also
year.
playing like Duke and like.
No, you're not. That's an ACC team.
Okay, well, you're playing the bad teams. Yes, I mean I don't know.
No, you're not.
If you're Kentucky, you're not playing good teams. Well, I mean, there's no shot. I don't know. I don't know why.
Time to do a Kentucky
I don't
schedule
know.
review.
Hold on. I just don't know where this comes from for Levis because it's like, yeah, he put up good numbers, but it's like it's Young and Stroud, right?
Everyone just
And
listen to
the
dueling
rest-
banjos in your head while I look.
But it's
up.
like, but if you think about the other quarterbacks who are there, there's like Hendon Hooker. I would take. I don't know. I feel like Hooker would be a better option over Levis.
2022 schedule.
People also ask, is Will Levis good?
Oh, okay. So every team starts outside of conference, right? And every team has like a scrub game, right?
Right.
So played Miami of Ohio, which could be worse. To be honest, it could have been UB. I mean, they're in the same conference as UB, so it could have been worse. Then they played at Florida, and then they had another scrub game with Youngstown State.
Yeah,
Okay.
they beat Florida. Florida was fake.
And then they played NIU.
Barely lost to Mississippi. He was very good
Then they played Ole Miss,
against Ole Miss.
South Carolina, Mississippi State, at Tennessee, at Missouri, Vanderbilt, Georgia, Louisville, and Iowa in the Trans Perfect Music City Bowl.
I don't know. I mean, like
those are real teams. The SEC.
those are, but he has 2 games over 300, and he has 3 games over 300. Then from there, he does not have another game over 250 passing yards. The closest he gets is 230. When they lost 40,
just like Josh.
When they lost 44-6
I have
to
no idea
Tennessee,
if Josh is college.
he had 98 yards and 3 interceptions against Tennessee, which was the 3rd ranked team. And I understand that they're the 3rd ranked team, but it's like if you're a top prospect.
Yeah, he had a bad day.
You had a bad day.
Up there.
It's what he's got up here. Not.
Yeah, but that's
How
I
are they
don't know.
comparing him to Josh?
That part doesn't make sense as the comparison to Allen. He
that
has
doesn't make
raw
sense to
tools.
me either.
I think that's it. And people want to find the next
Raw
Josh
tools.
Allen.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, you look at. We said
I
this
seriously
before.
think that's what it is. I
We've
think that's
said
what it
that.
comes down to.
No, we've said that
People
before.
are
Look
trying
at the
to find
Trey.
a diamond by
Yeah. Look at the Trey Lances and
pretending
all
they
those guys.
found Josh Allen.
What were you gonna say, CJ?
I was just saying, look at Trey Lance. Look at the guys that have been drafted since. You're trying to push on a guy with big arms, and limit, and what is questionable processing / can they do the underneath stuff? And that was the big thing with Allen was I remember one of the analysts, and he was just like 60%. You'll never be a.
It was what's his face?
Coward. It's Coward too.
Oh,
But
And,
also,
every analyst has this 60% thing.
Oh no, I know. I'm just saying you'll never get, you'll never work out in the NFL if you can't complete over 60% of your passes, was basically what he was saying. And he was talking about Josh and whatnot. But I just you see these guys that have a tremendous upside. Now they might not have gone to the biggest schools, and that's where I think Lance was a direct response to seeing what we got with Josh, but that's me. Where and they even went higher than, you know what I mean? Like they traded up for him, they gave up a lot.
Right. They did give up a lot. Yeah.
And he hasn't worked out, and so obviously that's going to change the thought process back to, whatever. But not back to whatever, but back to, okay, we need a guy that can stay in the pocket, traditional, can think quickly type.
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, it's dumb.
Yeah,
he's not going to be the next Josh. You're not going to.
Well, they're
going to
do whatever they can. It's clickbait too.
I
You
know.
know what I mean? At this time of year, they're trying to get people to look. They're trying to, you know what I mean? Like,
because I mean, like, if you look at Hooker's college stats, they're better significantly than his. Hooker has 600 more yards. Hooker has 8 more touchdowns, 8 less interceptions. But they played in 1, 2, 3, 4.
Didn't he get hurt in the end? At the end of the season?
Yeah, but he has all these stats.
No, I know. I'm agreeing with you. I think maybe long term somebody might find the diamond. But
yeah, I mean, he finished the year with a 175 passer rating, and Willis was a 150. So I just, I mean, I see what both of you guys are saying when it comes to that. I just don't see why people would look at the Will Levis thing and think.
Here's what Walter Football, who I trust a lot, says about Levis. He is prone to interceptions, holds the ball way too long, takes bad sacks, and routinely makes bad decisions that hurt his team in pressure situations. Levis has real potential with good traits, like a powerful arm, size, athleticism, and toughness.
It's Josh.
His 2022 tape was not first-round worthy, but his traits and intangibles could cause him to go in round 1.
Yeah, it's the Josh effect, 100%. That sounds exactly what they said about Josh.
What school did he go to?
Kentucky.
Oh, yeah, small school.
So yeah.
Kentucky's a small school?
For football.
Well, their head coach was what's-his-face? I want to say Mike Nolan, but he's the friggin' who was the Oklahoma coach that actually mattered?
Bob Stoops?
Yeah, it's Stoops' brother.
Mark Stoops. Jimmy Johns.
Jimmy
Johns Stoops.
Well, and other people are saying Anthony Richardson.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, everybody behind Bryce Young and CJ Stroud is probably going to suck anyway. But I mean, like, if I'm an NFL team and I need a quarterback and I'm not going to be able to get Young or Stroud, I'm probably going to go Hooker, Richardson, Levis in my head.
I don't know. The thing about Richardson, like, I saw him play one game as a freshman. And, like, I was like, oh, my gosh.
The one game, I mean, the couple times they were on prime time and, like, they got killed. But it was like every single time they were on prime time, it was like they won.
And he looked amazing.
And he looked great, yeah.
And he's
looked
like
Cam. Honestly.
He's like crazy athletic.
Yeah. But so is Hooker. Hooker, he reminds me of Cam. Anthony Richardson does. And Hooker reminds me of like Lamar Jackson.
Reminds me of Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, like the way he runs and like he like is he's more slippery and that kind of thing. While like Richardson.
The thing about Hooker is that he completed 70% of his passes.
Yeah.
That is what makes him attractive.
Yeah, I agree.
Right?
But I mean, the injury, though, I think is the problem that.
I think that's what's going to hold him back from. I mean, obviously, that's what's holding him back because he had that one receiver. What's his face?
Yeah, that's true. And they also make a good point. Every single time that he like had to go up against a defense that made him like read the field, he was bad.
He was bad.
He was very bad.
But they had, and speaking of
Louisville guy,
but I've read a couple mock drafts that have that Tennessee receiver going to the Bills.
I wouldn't mind that.
Did I mute it again?
No,
oh, I didn't.
He's muted.
Okay. I was just making sure.
I don't know. I think it'll be interesting. I have a feeling though there might be like 4 first-round quarterbacks.
I think there will be. I think Richardson's going in the first. He might be like the Lamar Jackson late in the first, like Green Bay Packers, San Francisco.
They have Purdy and what's his face?
If I'm San Francisco, I'm still looking for a quarterback.
What? What?
Well, you're here.
Because I hate that. Because I hate that idea. I've heard someone else said that same thing to me the other day, and it just made no sense. Well, I understand Garoppolo is on a final year of his deal, right? So he'll be a free agent.
He's gone.
Out.
What?
He's gone.
He's a free agent.
Well, that's what I meant.
gone.
That's what I meant. This year is his final year. Like they did a 1-year deal with him. He'll be a free agent after that. That's what I was saying. That's what I meant. And then with Lance and Purdy, it makes no sense to me. Why would you draft a quarterback high with those two guys unless you're convinced that Lance isn't the answer?
Well, yeah. I think.
And how could you be convinced that? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I mean, he played in 5 games and got hurt. Not even.
Well,
played in 1 game and got hurt.
And he played like what 11 college games.
Yeah, but my question is if you saw what Purdy did, and it's not like when Lance went out,
Purdy's going under surgery.
Okay. Yes.
I mean, the only argument I will make against it is that Lance, in the limited time he did play, was not overly impressive or even impressive, right? I mean, that would be my only.
Yeah, that was my thing. It was just a thought too.
Oh no, I was ready for that. Because somebody else had brought this up like a week ago, and I just was like, "What?" Like, I don't know. It just.
I was just trying to think of teams who would be deep, who would take like.
So we were talking about Carr, and that was their spot for Carr. He's a San Fran guy.
Oh, no.
Well, no, but.
Blah.
Gonna go to the Raiders with the
where is Rodgers going?
Number 1 wide receiver.
I don't know. Watch him draft a wide receiver, and then he stays there.
Thank you.
No one said he stays too. I said that would be the most disappointing outcome,
and you know it's gonna happen.
It's been this way for years,
right?
It's like, I mean, unfortunately, as much as I'd love to see him go somewhere else.
Yeah, because he's sitting there.
I think entertainment wise, him going somewhere else is the most entertaining option.
Yeah.
But his love for Green Bay and the love the city has for him also,
right.
I mean, yeah, it's tough to say that, you know what I mean? Like if they didn't accommodate, he wouldn't be willing.
Right. And that was my point. Is like, as much as he wants to sit there and say, "Oh, they're making moves without me," it's like, what have they done?
What is a GM supposed to do though? Yeah.
But the Jets called them. What do you want them to do? Not pick up the phone?
Yeah.
Like,
unfortunately, let me ask you guys this question. This is a better question. I understand that like Brady is probably a guy that can sit there and say to a GM or something like that. And even I've heard him say he didn't do that. He doesn't do that. But I think Brady had the right to, in New England at least, to say what he, to say, hey, we want this or I want this, and they'd probably do it, right?
Yeah.
And that is indicative of his championships and how well he's done with teams, even when people thought they weren't going to be that good.
But it's also his team-friendly contracts, his relationship with ownership.
So my question is Rodgers on that caliber?
Not
to be able to ask for, you know what I mean, to deserve that. I don't think so either. So like, that's my issue with that,
I think he is strictly because of how good he is, because if Green Bay did, I mean, I guess the other point of it is it's like also Green Bay hasn't really listened to what he's wanted. I mean, he said draft a wide receiver in the first round, and they haven't done that. They said, go sign me wide receiver help, and they signed him like Randall Cobb.
Yep. True.
So I think that within the Green Bay organization, he should have that ability because they don't have another option. Like, they should stop pissing
Jordan
him off.
Love.
Yes, Jordan Love's not going to be as good as Aaron Rodgers. He might be, not right this second.
Well, Aaron Rodgers wasn't going to be as good as Brett Favre.
And it still took a couple years for that. So, I mean, you know.
Is he as good as Brett Favre?
Yeah.
Well, not even just that for him to be good.
I don't know. I value a lot of I value championships, and
No, I do too.
Pretty high. And I think Favre had what, 3?
He got 3? I thought he only got 1.
Yeah.
He has 1.
He has
Oh.
1.
Okay, then. I guess he is as good as Favre.
I mean, I'm not even saying that. I'm just saying.
No,
like,
I am.
Green
now.
Bay has no other option. Like, you can't sit there and be like, Jordan Love and Aaron Rodgers are interchangeable, because that's what you're doing. Because that's what Green Bay is doing right now.
No, it's not. They'll build around Jordan Love. They'll give him the tools.
Yeah, well, they have the money to do that. You know,
Right.
if they let him. Yeah.
What?
So the question, I guess,
Rodgers
really.
leaves, they'll have cap.
Oh,
money.
well, but they do have cap space. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I was just, is it the fact that, he, like, when they haven't done much, he still, you know what I mean? They struggle, right? Like, they haven't gotten to the postseason when, you know what I mean? And
yeah,
would
and he's
would
still
Green Bay
winning
use that?
MVPs.
Yeah, would Green Bay use that as a factor
I would.
into their decision?
Don't you have to?
Yeah.
I agree. I think Rodgers thinks he is too. But I think within the Green Bay organization, he has that right because they have no other option. There
I
is no
agree that
other
he
Super Bowl winning
definitely
MVP
thinks
winning
this.
quarterback waiting.
But
That's
you
my
were the
point.
one who was saying before CJ joined us that
Mhm.
Rodgers' skill set isn't good anymore. Like, he's not good.
You said Rodgers wasn't good, Noah. I missed this.
You did. Let's rewind the tape.
That's out of
Rodgers is one of my favorite quarterbacks.
I don't think Rodgers isn't good. Or isn't not good.
Is it not good?
We had to be
Is
talking.
not
There's no
good.
way we were talking about Rodgers. There's no way that's what I said.
We
I must be
talked
making a
about
joke.
Rodgers going into the dark. We talked about him.
Yeah, I was probably
having
making
that whole
making
thing.
fun of him.
I talked about
Because
Olivia
he talks
Munn
about this
and John
because he wants to
Mulaney.
sit there and make everything about him and be like, "Oh, look at me! I'm gonna go into the dark."
No, but okay, what was
and-
the conversation we had where
No,
I was
because-
talking about Brady and Brady coming back after his skill set dropped off? Brady coming back and bouncing back again later in his career after he was late
No,
30s.
I was saying wherever Rodgers goes, even with what Green Bay has, I think his best place to do the best is in Green Bay. I don't think his skill sets. I don't think his skill sets improves if he goes somewhere else, unless it's like. Well, no,
He can still put a ball on a dot 20 yards downfield, 30 yards downfield.
Right.
Not many people can do that.
But I think he'd rather do
Right.
that. I don't know. I feel like the connection between him and LaFleur, he won't be able to get anywhere.
LaFleur. I've never heard his name. Sorry.
LaFleur. What's his name then?
That is his name.
Oh, I thought it was LaFleur. That's fine.
LaFleur. Whatever. It's the French version.
LaFleur.
LaFleur. Whatever.
LaFleur.
The same difference.
I say LaFleur.
No. It's just,
LaFleur.
I mean,
LaFleur
okay.
is that's like
Think
the
about
hockey.
it.
That's the hockey version. That's
The
what it
Raiders
is.
have Josh McDaniels.
Yeah.
Why would you want to go there?
Well, the Jets
Yeah.
have Nathaniel Hackett.
and
Okay.
Devontae Adams.
And
Oh,
Robert
they have Adams
Saleh.
there too.
As their head coach? And
What's
yes,
wrong
the
with
Jets,
Salah?
he's okay.
So let me just
Yeah.
set up the Jets as a true destination, because they are. They're literally in a place where you put a very good quarterback on their team, and they are a very dangerous team,
Yeah, I agree.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, they have rookies of the year on both sides of the ball, right?
2 rookies. Well, what would have been the other rookie of the year at running back?
At running back,
Mhm.
right? Fairly okay offensive line. I mean, what's his face was getting murdered, but he wouldn't let go of the ball either.
I'm not saying that these places aren't legit destination, but if you're Rodgers and you want like all of this control, like the Jets aren't going to give him that much control because they drafted and put together this roster. So they're literally plugging him in. And if he doesn't like anybody on the roster and he has to complain about somebody, are the Jets going to listen to him? I don't think so. What if he goes, I hate Garrett Wilson?
Okay.
Get him off the roster.
Who has Green Bay cut? Who he's
Oh, well, I was thinking, it's funny. I listened to this interview with Aaron Jones, and he was saying that the reason why he is who he is in the position that he's in is all because of Rodgers. Like he puts all of it on Rodgers, and says that like there was times in games where he would tell the coaches like, I'm not going in unless you put 33 in or whatever. Like I want 33 in on this play, and the coaches would do it. And obviously it worked out, but like it was just interesting to hear Jones say that about him.
that is.
I think that something like that happens in Oakland, but I don't think that happens with Salah. Hell no.
I think it happens in the Jets because isn't Tannenbaum their GM?
I don't know.
I think it is. So we'll go with that narrative. Oh, but no, I think Tannenbaum is their guy, and I just think the Jets are tailor made.
It's Joe Douglas.
That's what I said, and so this roster that Douglas has put together, Tannenbaum was before Douglas, so Tannenbaum was terrible. Or maybe anyway.
I'm not saying that the Jets are a bad destination, and I understand that they're plug and play, but I'm saying for what Rodgers wants.
Does he want to win, or does he want like organizational power?
I don't think he wants to win. I think he just wants to have organizational power. That's where I'm coming from.
Then
I don't think he cares.
and buy into an organization.
Sure. That's why I think he either stays or retires. Because I think he wants the organizational power. I think if he goes to the Raiders, he gets it. But Mike McDaniels is going to get, or Josh McDaniels is going to get fired in a year. So who cares? Why would you want to go there? They're not going to win. The only reason you're going there is to follow Devontae Adams. And is that really that much of a pull for Rodgers? Does he care that much? Yes, he cared enough about Randall Cobb. But he said he wasn't going to come back after the Adams trade. And there he was.
Well, he didn't say he wasn't coming back to Green Bay.
He threw a fit and did all that stuff and sat out the beginning and was debating and was putting it out that he was debating retirement and all this stuff. And
did he say I'm not coming back? All he said is I'm thinking about my future while Green Bay is thinking about my future without my input.
Yeah, again. But it's
right. And that's why I'm going on a retreat in the dark. Because I'm Batman.
But it's like if you sit there also and look at the relationship between Green Bay and Rodgers, it's like what has Green Bay done without him?
Trailer looked excellent, by the way.
Did it?
Yeah. Aren't you talking about wasn't the Batman thing from the Flash trailer?
Yeah, it looks really good.
The Flash trailer does.
I hate
good.
the fact though that
Ezra Miller
that DC and HBO are just going, yeah, we're going to protect this guy, and we're just going to keep going and not try to change Ezra Miller.
Well, if they're going to...
I thought they were replacing...
I thought they are replacing it.
No, I thought
they said the CW guy was taking over.
No, they're replacing him. Like, there's going to be a casting call after the Flash, was what I heard. Yeah, they're not replacing him with the CW guy. I know that.
I heard that.
Might have been a rumor.
Okay.
Maybe. But
Looked good. I'm glad though that, I mean, still though, that with the stuff that he did, I don't know, whatever.
Yeah. Anyway, so do you think Rodgers wants to win, or do you think Rodgers wants organizational power, CJ? And do you think he'll get organizational power with the Jets, Green Bay, or Las Vegas the most?
Man, it's tough. I would say organizational power if he doesn't feel the team is where it needs to be. If he goes to one of those situations with the Jets or whatnot, I don't necessarily. I think that it'll be more of a like organizational power to like get to winning. You know what I'm saying? Like I think is what he wants in Green Bay. You know what I mean? Like,
and that's what I think he would get with the Jets. And I think more in Green Bay, and especially in Las Vegas, he would get like the
but you know that's about to be a dumpster fire. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So but their roster isn't bad though. Like
it's not. I mean, Jacobs is a free agent. Waller's a free agent.
Yeah. But man, if they could keep them there,
a free agent too.
I could see Renfro, Adams, Waller. You know what I mean? That would be insane for him to go. You know, Rodgers.
Yeah.
I don't think McDaniels would lose his job then. You know, I think
the only reason I think he stays with Green Bay is because, like, for as much as he likes to have drama, at the end of the day, he always does seem to pick the thing that is like the least drama picked. Like when it came out that he actually wasn't vaccinated, he was just like, okay, I'll pay the fine
really
or whatever.
Mean vaccinated.
Yeah, he tried that, and then like when that didn't work, he just went, okay, whatever, fine, I'll just take the fine.
Yeah,
you know, and it's like, sure, he has to be a child and get to that point, but like still at the end of the day, he gets to that point where it's like the least eventful thing happens, and that's how it all ends, and that's what I feel like going to happen here. It's like the thing he's going to choose the thing with the least amount of drama and the least amount of anybody being mad at him, and that's staying in Green Bay. If he requests a trade, everybody in Green Bay is instantly going to hate him, and I think he would be turned into a villain in the league, especially if he goes to the other team and starts winning, because you know he wouldn't be able to shut his mouth about how great he feels there. And then, but the other part of that, where the reason I think he stays in Green Bay, which is going back to the organizational power discussion, the first thing out of his mouth when they were like, so are you going to retire? He was like, well, no, I think I can still win MVPs.
Right.
Didn't say rings, didn't say Super Bowl, didn't talk about the playoffs. He talked about personal accomplishment. If he's going after personal accomplishment, I think he stays in Green Bay. He's going after personal accomplishment, and I don't think that includes rings. I think that includes yards, touchdowns, whatever, MVPs, getting awards, and I think he does that.
Then he should go to Carolina.
I mean, he must just think that like he'll never catch Brady, so there's not much of a point in.
Right.
Yeah.
Like if that's.
But Mahomes is going to catch Brady.
Yeah, when he's like 30, everybody's gonna freak out.
Mahomes won't catch Brady.
No,
I don't think so. Well, it
like
depends on what we're talking about. Catching
yards,
rings,
yards. He'll catch him.
He'll catch yards. I don't think anybody's catching Brady in rings for a long time.
That's what I was talking about.
Oh yeah, I don't think so.
Rings.
I think stat wise he'll beat him.
Maybe. I don't know.
I think yards, touchdowns.
Yards and touchdowns
at the end of his career, he'll probably have the most, unless like, he goes to roll out for a pass and gets smacked, and that's it.
Right.
Which we talk about also happening with Josh, but it could also happen with Mahomes. I mean, there could also be. I mean, as much as we talk about Josh
being out for a year and having that play.
Yeah, but
Mahomes is
Mahomes
that
plays
same.
on injuries.
Yeah.
Didn't you see how broken his leg was, and then how amazingly fixed it was when he was on
the
the
turtle
bus?
shot.
The bus wearing his WWE belt.
Yeah, that turtle shot they gave him in the
Halftime really stayed.
Yeah. So, did you see who was the MVP of the Beanpot tournament?
Yeah, Levi.
Yeah,
Yeah, he was insane for them.
I guess he was rather good. Caps and Canes this Saturday in the Stadium Series. You excited?
Sure.
Speaking of Saturday, the XFL starts Saturday.
I'm more excited for that than I am for the States.
CJ, XFL, does it ring any bell for you?
XFL? I'm excited.
You're excited for it?
Yeah, we'll see if it's any good.
Because isn't it gonna be like the XFL season is gonna be from now until like spring, and then the USFL is gonna start, and then that's gonna be until like the start of football. Well,
I don't know.
Probably the start of college, I bet. Because if it starts in I think the season starts in April.
The USFL. I bet they overlap because April is too close.
I bet you it'll go up right until the Hall of Fame game in the second week of August.
I don't know.
It's going to be shocking that there's going to be football all year round. And then I bet you
I think they'll overlap.
They're all going to start connecting with each other. And then the NFL is somehow going to have a hand in both.
No.
People like to make money.
I think The Rock's whichever XFL. One. Okay, then I think he'll probably end up teaming with the NFL. Would be my guess.
Farm teams.
32 NFL farm teams. Could you imagine?
Whew.
Maybe not 32.
That'd be interesting.
Maybe 16.
Yeah.
And you put two teams together.
Probably, yeah.
That would make more sense to me. Because
you can't have teams
have
full
a
53.
Team of 50.
Yeah. Like half and half.
Yeah.
Well,
and then free agents like you have in like if you combine AAA and AA in baseball,
or the way they do it in hockey.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, in hockey though, it's so.
But I'm saying they have the players from the club and just regular free agents that the Amerks sign themselves.
Right. And baseball does the same thing.
Yeah.
So, all right, XFL. The Cavs are considering a buyout of Kevin Love. Is that fair?
Not really, but I can see why they want to do it.
Kevin Durant is happy. He said the Suns got all the pieces.
We'll see.
They gonna win it all?
Nope, because they're gonna lose to the Celtics.
So the Suns are gonna win the West.
I think so. What do you think? I think so.
I think the Mavs this year.
Come on. For real?
Yeah. Mavs went far last year.
No, I know they did, but still, they had Brunson. I know it's totally different because they just added Kyrie, but I said I hated the trade last week. I still hate the trade. I don't think it's gonna work. I don't
think it'll matter much. I don't think Kyrie will do as much as people think he's gonna do.
Well, he did score 26 in the fourth quarter of his debut game.
Damn. How much were they up?
They were losing.
Oh, wow.
That was the game where they couldn't decide whether they should pass or shoot to each other with the 10
Okay, but that was also good defense.
No, it wasn't. They were passing back and forth to each other. Literally, Luka and Kyrie were just passing
Well,
back
it
and
was their
forth
first
to
game.
each other, going,
Okay, it wasn't
going,
like
you shoot.
okay.
No, you shoot.
It wasn't.
I'm not the selfish one. And then the other one going, I'm not the selfish one. Look, we can play together. And then time runs out.
Yeah.
It wasn't exactly like that. Like they were standing 2 feet
It
from
was
each
like
other
the
going like
Spider-Man.
this.
It was like the Spider-Man thing. The Spider-Man meme. One of them was holding a basketball and being the Spider-Man pointing. Bring up a topic, Noah.
I don't got a topic.
If the Bills drafted defense in the first round, would you burn down City Hall?
No. I mean, if it was best player available.
If what?
If it was best player available, Noah says.
No, what was the question?
If the Bills drafted defense in the first round, would you burn down City Hall?
No.
Thank you.
I wouldn't either.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying.
I thought you were saying you would.
No, I'm not
he
like
just
that.
has to pose the questions.
I'm just the host, like you said. I'm just the host. Noah's eyes are burning, so it's time.
I think I got an eyelash in my eye.
You got an eyelash in your eye.
Yeah, I had something in my eye.
Bills should have signed Cedric Wilson last year.
Oh my God.
Who should they sign in free agency this year?
A lot of good players.
Alexander Madison.
Yep.
Boom. Who else?
Wide receivers.
Which one?
One that's a free agent. Jarvis Landry. Jake Kumaro.
You're being mean.
You got anything else?
Is Todd Monken a good offensive coordinator pick for the Ravens?
Yes. What do you think, CJ?
Yeah.
We'll go with it in two directions. Is he a better pick than Greg Roman? And is he a good choice?
I think yes to both. I think what he did in Georgia, I mean, he was there for a good long time. And so Georgia's been pretty good offensively. I think he'll be better than Roman, and I think he'll do a better job than what Roman did with Jackson.
I would love to see like a run and shoot again, like an air raid offense.
Mm-hmm.
Run with Jackson. That would be amazing.
Yeah, because I think he did that in college. So it's not like he doesn't know how to do that.
Yeah. All right, I'm done.
Okay.
Sabres play San Jose tomorrow. Will they win?
Yeah.
Score?
6-4. 2. 6-2.
2-1.
Okay.
8-5.
It'll be Carlson versus Dallin.
Carlson
Anyway.
versus Dallin.
If you made it to the end, we appreciate it. As always, remember to interact with us at Gameday716 on Twitter. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. As always, stay safe, stay happy, and healthy. And we'll see you next time.
Stay sunny, Buffalo.